Hello and welcome to the Photo Bar, the podcast talking all about the business and lifestyle of photography while drinking beer. This is episode number 9, Eating and Dealing with Uncle Bob's at Weddings. Hey, my name is Matt Drew, and my goal is to help you become a better person, a better photographer, and a better entrepreneur. I also have the pleasure of being joined by my friend Amanda Summerlin today. So what's up with you?
Not too much. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Just chilling.
Yeah.
Recording a podcast.
Recording a podcast. Anything exciting happen today?
No, I did some work on the podcast site and edited a wedding. And that was about it.
That's just like a thrill a minute. I set my office on fire today.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Had a candle. Was burning it. You know, you're never supposed to leave those things unattended, right? It's behind me, and I heard this weird noise, and I turned around, it was like a ball of flame.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I was just really glad that the cloud backup had finished earlier, because I was like, planning my exit.
Exactly. That's why
Which
you need
drives
the
am I going to grab? I got to get out of here.
That's
Yeah, it's kind of
crazy.
scary. Yeah, it was.
I actually
great.
just lit a candle, so now I'm kind of worried about it. So.
Yeah, you just like keep an eye on it. Don't walk out of the room. It was weird because it was a barbecue candle. It smells like barbecue for real. It doesn't anymore because I threw it away. But it had like this. It's in a tin can and it had a paper label on the outside, and it didn't have a hole in it or anything. But somehow the paper label totally caught on fire. And all the wax in the entire can had melted, and it was literally a fireball behind me. And fortunately, it was low enough and actually went out. So,
Damn, that's
tragedy
crazy.
averted.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Maybe the tin got super hot. I guess.
guess.
And then the paper caught on. Yeah, that's weird.
It was wild. So, fire safety, children.
No, right. What the fuck? You could have been like dealing with that instead of recording a podcast.
I know. This is way better though, because I get to have beer with this.
True that. Speaking of which, what beer are you drinking today?
Today I have Southern Prohibition Brewing's Belgian-Style Tripel.
Damn, man, you're always getting the good stuff. Where do you get that at? Like, do you just go to
Kroger,
some
dude.
Kroger?
No, the Kroger has a mix and match 6-pack thing here, and you can just walk in and pick out 6 beers for $9.99. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's what Publix has too, but I don't really see that many good like beers and stuff there.
I don't know. I guess the guy or girl or whoever runs it at the Kroger is in beer because they have really great stuff. I have like 6 awesome beers to try this week.
Yeah, that's good. I think anything that exciting. I got I went for something different. I got a Best Damn Cream Soda, which is ale aged of vanilla beans and natural flavors.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's going to be sweet.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too sweet. It has 5.5% alcohol.
Yeah, I was just noticing that this triple has 9%
Oh.
alcohol, so we might want to make this fast.
This cream soda is pretty good though.
Awesome.
It is kind of sweet. I couldn't, like, you couldn't drink multiple of these at all.
Whoa,
This is
is
kind of
pale.
like one and chill.
This is a really pale triple. I've never seen one this pale. They're usually kind of medium.
I can't see it.
Smells really good.
Oh, that is nice looking. Man, yours
It
looks fancy.
looks more like a wheat almost.
I'm drinking mine out of a can. So.
You're always fancy like that. I'm going to send you some paper bags.
Yeah, that's what I need. All right, so that's what's popping at the bar today. Some Best Damn Cream Soda, and what'd you have?
A Belgian-style triple from Southern Prohibition Brewing, SPB.
Oh, nice. What's that in the background? Is that an old typewriter?
Yeah, that's it's my Underwood that I picked up down at Kudzu Antiques a couple years ago. I've been working on getting it to function again. It won't return. It'll type all the way across, and then you have to sort of push the bar back with your hand. But it still types, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Like, maybe it'll, like, you'll fix it and it'll turn into like a magic machine to write some epic book.
Maybe, or it'll just sit over there and collect dust and look cool.
Well, that'll look. Yeah, that's good. I like the look. It's definitely cool looking though.
It's my old 35mm Nikon sitting next to it too. It still works too. Yeah,
You've been using that?
No, I don't shoot 35mm film anymore. I mean, this still works just on old FG, so it's not like the high-end one or anything, but it's still a solid one. I have quite a few lenses for it and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, shoot, it does have film in it. I didn't know that.
You just ruined it.
I should probably finish that roll and see what I took.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be cool.
It's kind of like the thing that we don't get anymore. Film was always a mystery because when I was a kid and I would shoot a roll of film, it was like you'd shoot one photo and then you'd put the camera down and come back 3 days later and shoot another photo. And a roll of film would be in a camera for weeks or even months sometimes, and then you go process it and be like, oh man, look at all that. I forgot I took all those pictures.
Yeah, you always hear about people like, buying old film cameras and stuff, and there's like still film in there, and they get it developed.
Right.
And some like family's photos from like 20 years ago.
I've got a roll of film in my desk drawer from my grandpa's house that I picked up after he passed away, and I've never developed it yet, and I need to do it.
Yeah, you should probably do that to see what it is.
Hold it or yeah, it would be kind of cool.
I've actually been shooting Polaroids this week.
No way.
Like with the old school Polaroids, Yeah, my son,
like
he's
600 or.
Yeah, it actually is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my son's, he's into photography. He's only 3, but he loves taking the Polaroids and just kind of watching them develop and stuff, And he has a digital camera that I bought for him, and he takes photos with that and puts them on his Instagram account. Well, I guess I put it on there for him. But yeah, if anybody wants to check him out, he can go to it's the ATL Mason on Instagram. But it's kind of funny. He has more followers than my wife does.
Well, of course he does. It's really cool.
Yeah, but yeah.
Now, did you teach him to shake it right? No, you have to shake it a certain way, or it won't process correctly.
No,
and it's important to blow on it too.
I usually just kind of set it down because he'll start playing with it and want to pick at it and tear at it.
But that's really cool. You can do that, and it messes with the emulsion.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've also noticed the Polaroid doesn't handle motion blur too well.
No, it's not exactly a high-end camera.
No.
I mean, they made some nice cameras. Chuck Close used to work with one. He's like a painter. He's still alive, but he used to work with a Polaroid that was room size. He's the guy who's famous for making those photorealistic paintings of people's faces that were, 12 feet tall or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then for a while, yeah, he's really cool. He's the guy who says the thing about inspiration about, some people wait around for the inspiration. The rest of us just get to work. That's nice, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a Polaroid camera somewhere in New York City that's the size of a room, and you can make photos with it. It's pretty cool.
That is badass. I would like to do that.
Right.
I might in New York City a lot. I gotta find out where that's at.
I'm pretty sure it's probably fairly inexpensive to operate.
I don't know.
Only like $75,000 per exposure or something. But whatever.
Yeah, something. That's crazy. Yeah, because I know these Polaroids I'm using are like $2 or $3 a pop.
Yeah, that's kind of the price of film anymore. It's kind of cheap, actually. Anything I shoot on medium format, by the time I'm done with processing and everything, it's about $5 a photo.
So we should be thankful we have digital, yes, huh?
I don't know. I think I can't remember who wrote an article about how digital isn't really any less expensive than film by the time you factor in all the computer equipment and hard drives and storage.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like photo editing software and all that jazz. It's probably more expensive,
right?
I would guess.
And then all the physical therapy you have to endure from sitting in that chair for 14 hours at a time.
Yeah, true.
We both are like sitting up, straightening up now. We're like, oh man, yeah, I hurt.
Yeah, that's why I got the sit-stand desk, so I can switch it up. But yeah, I guess let's jump into today's topic, which is going to be, eating at weddings, and then also dealing with the Uncle Bob's at weddings. Is there another name for that, or is it just literally Uncle Bob?
That's what everybody says. Yeah, I don't know another name for it.
So I don't know.
I just kind of call them guests, actually.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, when people refer to the Uncle Bob's, with the camera trying to be the photographer at weddings, but technically, I guess they're still guests.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about eating food, or do you want to talk about Uncle Bob's?
I don't know which one's gonna get us more revved up fastest, I suppose. Which one do you feel stronger about?
Well,
all right.
I don't know if I feel stronger necessarily about dinner, but I'm kind of hungry, so we can talk about that first.
That sounds fair.
Do you
eat at weddings?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing. Yeah, I did at every wedding.
Do you?
Yeah, do you?
What do you eat? Do you pack your dinner, or do you ask to eat what the guests eat?
So it's kind of a combination. I usually will pack a lot of snacks, so I'll pack bacon.
Bacon, really?
Yeah, bacon. For that protein. Peanut butter crackers, a protein bar.
Doesn't your camera get greasy, man?
No, I just kind of wrap it in some paper towels and put it in a Ziploc and then just munch on it, you know.
Yeah.
I try to stay very low carb, high protein throughout the day, you know, just to keep that energy level up and stay strong. And then I eat what clients eat, you know, with all the guests are eating and stuff. I don't do dinner meals. Which I've had one or two in the past, and it was absolutely horrible. So
Yeah.
So since then, I've always just, my thing is I eat what they eat, you know?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm a weirdo. I don't eat like at all on wedding day. Well, I started fasting a while back.
Oh, okay.
And it was actually secondary to my career as a wedding photographer. I only really been fasting for, I don't know, 7 or 8 months. Prior to that, you know, it was easier for me to just not eat at a wedding. I find that because I have some food allergies, I can't really be sure what's in the food. You know, and I pack snacks, and I'm like you. I don't pack bacon, but I'll pack like some almonds, or you know, something that's kind of low carb and more about energy and keeping me full. Most of the time, I'm really busy, and I feel kind of nervous. And I feel like if I sit down, then I'm totally going to miss something. So over time, I just, you know, got into the habit of not eating until I got back home or to my hotel or wherever I was. And then once I started fasting, it really just makes sense. I feel more clear-headed. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. If they have something really amazing and there's any left, which is kind of the catch, I'm going to try it. But in general, I can't take the risk of eating something I'm allergic to. And
yeah, that'd be terrible.
Right. I mean, and I'm not hyper allergic. I'm not like going to have anaphylactic shock or anything. But yeah, there's too much unpredictability. Plus the camera gets sticky, and that's not cool.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't. I guess it really depends on the types of clients in business that you have. But yeah, I don't know. Like every one of my clients, they're always insisting that I eat what they eat and stuff. And one kind of caveat that I've learned is I always talk to them about making sure that I eat at the exact same time that they do. Because you know how a lot of venues and shit will try to, like, you are the last one to be served, and then they try to stick you in these fucking rooms that are like a mile away from where everybody else is eating and hidden in the closet or something. So it's like, if something does go off and something happens, you are not there to be witness to that, right? So you can't take photos because you don't know what's happening.
I think it's definitely really crucial to not be far away or in a separate room during dinner, because people sometimes will start spontaneously toasting, or somebody will get up and dance or something and do something really cute.
Crazy cool thing will happen every time.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is
funny.
with the venues like that do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it seems to be a certain kind of wedding, and I've only ever been sent to another room for dinner when I was second shooting for someone. Like, the clients that I work with tend to be pretty keen on offering me something to eat, and they think I'm weird when I'm like, no. But in fact, I was at a wedding in Boston a few weeks back, and it was a longer day. So when the bride's mom, who was the nicest lady on the planet, turned to me and said, "Here's your lunch. You should sit down and eat." I actually did, because she was so nice and I didn't want to hurt her feelings. And I knew I was going to be there 10 more hours. So that was kind of cool. But I mean, do you like write it into your contract as you know, something they have to do?
No, I think that's stupid. Like, they are under no obligation to do anything. You know, like, why would I make that part of a contract? And I've seen people talk about that and stuff. And it's like, what are you going to do if they don't feed you? You're going to sue them? You know, like, what's the point? You know, it makes no sense. Some people say that they'll
leave for 30 minutes or an hour for dinner or something like that. But I always thought it was kind of weird, because it's like, I mean, as much as I love my clients, I don't necessarily know them super well. And some of my clients I'm meeting for the first time on wedding day, and I would never, like, I mean, think about how expensive some of these meals are. Some people pay up to like $100 or more than that for a plate. And I would never have somebody buy that dinner for me at a restaurant. So why would I say you have to buy me dinner today when I can totally pack something to eat, you know?
Exactly. That's why, I mean, I pack all those snacks and stuff, and I've never, probably maybe a handful of times I've been in situations where, like, it just didn't work out to where I could eat, you know? But yeah, for the most part, like, all my clients are super cool. Like, they pretty much insist on me eating and stuff. And I do have some kind of stipulations that I like to kind of go by. Like, I don't like to be seated with guests because sometimes couples will try to do that and they'll try to seat me at a guest table or something. But I don't like doing that for a couple of reasons. One
Where
is
do you want to sit?
Typically I'll just find kind of like a corner or something just to kind of like where I'm still there, but I'm not really there. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Are you like hiding behind a plant?
yeah, sort of, because a lot of times what I'm doing same-day slideshows, so I'm literally doing the same-day slideshow while I'm, like, quickly shoveling food in my mouth. So I'll literally eat in, like, less than 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time I'm doing the same-day slideshow, so that's done. And at the bar, before the guests and stuff are done eating. But also, I don't want guests to feel weird that they're sitting with some random quote-unquote vendor, and, like, that kind of, like, lowers... I guess how they feel, like, well, we're just good enough to sit with the vendors type of thing.
I don't know, man. You're really cool. You got the cool hair.
Oh, there's no doubt.
You're
There's
awesome.
no doubt that I'm awesome. But I don't know if other people like just want to sit with random dudes, especially a vendor.
That can be really awkward. I've done that before, where you're sitting at the table.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I had a couple that it was a really small wedding, and I guess they got tired of me sort of wandering around, and they wanted me to sit down a minute, so they made me eat their cake. They said it was the best wedding cake in the world, and to be fair, it was like peanut butter and chocolate cake. But they made me sit at the table, and I'm like, I don't know you guys, this is really weird, So I had to sort of like get out of there as fast as I could, but I did eat the cake. That was good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just kind of awkward, And I want to make sure all the guests and stuff feel enjoyable and relaxed, I guess.
Although I will say I'm less awkward now. That was probably like year 2, and these days I'm much more comfortable being in a space with people. I think there's something about us photographers that we're kind of most of us are introverts or whatever, and it's really hard to sort of get into the swing of being in a space with people. But I'm a lot better at it now, and it's not nearly as awkward. But I can
see that. Yeah,
I think it's, if you know your body, you know what you need, and you should eat. But I don't know how I feel about demanding people give me a $100 plate of food.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. It's kind of awkward. I think it should just be a conversation you have, like, up front, like, after the booking and stuff. Like, maybe you talk to them about it. And I always cover that sort of thing again, about a week before when we do our wedding reviews and stuff like that. I'll ask them and talk to them about that. But I have a questionnaire that they fill out, and they say, like, eat with us. So
how do you feel about taking breaks? That's kind of related. Do you take breaks?
No, I really don't take any kind of breaks. I guess even when they're eating and stuff, like I'm kind of eating, so I'm kind of breaking, sort of. But I'm doing the same day slideshow, so I guess I'm not really breaking from anything. But no, I don't take any breaks or anything other than to use the bathroom, which is not as often as I'd like sometimes, especially because I drink a lot of water throughout the day.
Right. There's not a way to drink enough water on a wedding day.
No, not at all. I think that's really important to drink. Even if you're not going to eat, just drink shit tons of water for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I've thought about maybe I could figure out how to get a Camelback in my camera bag or something just to get enough water, because it doesn't seem like there's enough.
Yeah, I'm always I use like just a refillable like plastic bottle or whatever. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Water. Yep.
I just go to the bar so they think I'm drinking.
I do that sometimes too, just because I run out of water and I need more.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Eating is really kind of important to me. I got a really high metabolism, so I have to eat. I need fuel to do my job, especially when, like, oftentimes for me, like, I don't know about you, but, like, a wedding could be 12 to 24 hours, for me. It's
24?
Yeah, it's pretty normal,
What kind of weddings are you shooting? It's 24 hours.
Well, a lot of times I'm shooting, like, extra getting ready stuff, like, so normal people, they start with the basic getting ready and stuff, but, sometimes, like, I got those crazy photos of, like, people showering and stuff like that. That stuff's usually happening much earlier in the day than the normal kind of just hair and makeup process.
So you're not staging that, you're actually there when it happens?
No, exactly. Like, people are legitimately taking showers and shit.
Wow.
Or, like, even after the wedding, sometimes we'll do additional portraits and stuff like that. And, or maybe there's the after party, and then I'm going to the after party too.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I think the longest day I've ever had is 18 hours. I don't think I've done a 24-hour day yet.
Well, it's kind of 24 hours after you get done, like, you have to pack and, like, travel. And, like, I'm not shooting for 24 hours, but by the time you factor in all the other shit that goes into getting to the wedding, back from the wedding, packing and organizing, backing up, all that stuff that goes into it. It
Wow.
ends up being that for sure.
That's a lot of dedication. I'm impressed.
Yeah, man, I'm totally just, I don't know, I'm just all about it. I love it. It's fun, I guess, for me, Like some
Yeah.
people, like, they just want to show up to the wedding and put in there, like, 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever, but I always want more, I want something different and unique, I guess.
Yeah, I love it when the clients let you do that.
Yeah, for sure.
My last wedding was really awesome like that because they gave me the time to actually do something super creative for them. I mean, I understand everybody's trying to balance out budgets and all that, but it was really nice to have a really well written timeline and be able to show up and have everything flowing correctly for the day and make really creative stuff for them and have the time to sort of take a minute and play. And it doesn't even take that long. I mean, I think throughout the day we probably had 3 or 4 portrait sessions.
Yeah, that's the way I
about
did
10
too.
to 15 minutes each. But that, more than a lot of the time gets to happen because stuff goes, kind of sideways.
Yeah, it definitely happens sometimes. I also noticed too, like, we both do a lot of destination weddings, and I often will shoot like maybe the day or two before and maybe a day after. A lot of times, or like for other, like I went to Hawaii this year and I was there for a week, and I did a bunch of stuff before. I did the wedding day and then a bunch of stuff after.
That sucks so bad. I hate that for you.
Why?
Having to work in Hawaii for a week.
Oh, yeah, it was miserable.
I know.
Just all those stupid waves and dolphins and
Volcanoes.
volcanoes. They're really into spam there, though. I don't know if you knew that. They love the hell out of some spam.
Wait, spam email or spam in a can?
Spam in a can, but it's fancier spam. It's sushi rolls basically with spam on it. And you can go to any gas station or anything there, and like they sell it, like tons of it, and they eat it for dinner and everything. Yeah, spam's huge there.
Right. Let me get this straight. You're getting spam sushi rolls from gas stations.
That's the go-to snack everybody eats there. And from what I've gathered, I guess like most of like Hawaii is owned by, I think, the Japanese. Like a lot of the Japanese people own like property and stuff there, and I'm pretty sure it's something to do with like the wars and stuff. They got really into American spam, and like that's why they eat it so much, and that's why it's so prevalent in Hawaii is because of that. I don't know all the history.
I'm not really sure about that. I don't know, dude.
But yeah, that's what I was told.
I'm like, is that a segue to Uncle Bob?
Yeah,
I guess,
I was trying to figure out a freaking segue, and yeah.
There you go.
So apparently Uncle Bob likes spam. But yeah, let's talk about that, I guess, because that's a pretty big topic that a lot of people always complain about, is dealing with, quote unquote, the Uncle Bobs at weddings. Which I guess if you're newer and you don't know what an Uncle Bob is, that's what people refer to as like the dudes or girls, that have cameras. The wedding guests, right, with cameras that want to take pictures.
They often have cameras that are nicer than yours.
Yep, that's true too.
It's like I go to weddings where most weddings I go to, there's somebody there with a camera that's the equivalent of mine or sometimes even better.
Yeah, me too.
I guess that's what I get for taking my cameras and holding on to them for 4 and 5 years at a time. But
well, that's how you make money.
That's true. They look a little rugged these days, though.
Yeah, but I mean, all the bigger, somebody that's into photography as a business to make money, they keep the gear long because they know that that's how they make money. If you buy new gear all the time, you're broke all the time.
That is the point.
Yeah.
And plus the higher end gear does stand up to the abuse better.
Yeah,
it's made out of the bodies are stronger and more durable. The shutters last longer. I'm still well within the rating for my shutter.
Oh, really?
My cameras. Yeah, both of them at this point. Although I'm considering just having a preemptive shutter replacement just to be safe. But that's not Uncle Bob. How did I get over here? We're talking about Uncle Bob.
Sideways conversations. Yeah,
right. We're just tangents here. So Uncle Bob's, they're the guys or girls that walk around. Sometimes your clients will ask you to. Like I'll get a client who's like, "Hey, do you mind if my cousin takes some pictures? She really is into pictures." Or, so and so. And for the most part, I'm like, yeah, go for it. And I'll set it up ahead of time. It's a conversation you want to have ahead of time. It's like, It's not a problem unless they get in my way. And if they get in my way, I'm going to say very politely, hey, I need you to move over here so I can get this shot. If they don't take the hint, I always make sure my clients understand that after the second time they're spoken to, the clients have to shut them down.
Let them facilitate that, I guess. Yeah, usually, like, if they get in my way, I just throw punches and knock them out.
Really?
No.
Is that why your knuckles are all bruised today, dude?
No, not at all. Yeah, I think it's kind of important to remember, like these people are guests of the couples, you know, at the wedding.
Yeah.
So, and that's like the number one thing. So, but you make a good point. Like, I think it's important to kind of set the tone going forward. And often, like, if I see, like, if I know that they're going to be there, like the couple told me or whatever, or if I see, you know, someone with a camera and notice that they're just really into taking pictures, then I'll just go up to them and say, hey, dude, what's up? You know, introduce myself. And that usually makes them really happy and actually kind of surprises them a little bit, I guess.
Right.
And you kind of get in good terms with them. You know, you can talk a little photography for a minute and just, you know, let them know, like, yeah, you know, do your thing. Just, you know, if you could just stay out of my way, I appreciate it. And they're always happy to be like, yeah, you know, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're really cool with it.
Right. Well, I always think it's like, you know, I mean, while I fully support everyone's decision to have an unplugged wedding, I don't feel like it's my place to tell anybody not to take a photo because it's what I love doing. And why would I deny anybody that joy? And I let clients take the lead on that. And for the most part, there's only been a couple of times where an Uncle Bob type person ever caused me any problem. It wasn't even really a problem. It was easily solved by saying, hey, can I get you to do this? You know, I mean, have you ever had any problems with Uncle Bob's?
No, not really. I guess occasionally, like, you know, sometimes like I'll be trying to be doing like some more formal type like group portraits or whatever, and like you'll kind of have them kind of behind you trying to take the same pose shot or whatever. And generally, I'll just let them know, like, hey, dude, like, let me take the first photo, and then you can take the photo like right after me. That way, everybody's eyes are focused on me and not like in 10 different directions and stuff. And usually, like, they're super cool, you know. Like, they actually appreciate like you even letting them do that. And I think it's also kind of important, like that during the times of, you know, even regardless when you're at a wedding, like people are watching. You know what I'm saying? And if you are really nice to the Uncle Bob and stuff like that, I think people see that and like how you're interacting and you're being nice and stuff, and that looks good on you, right? But I think it also just, instead of trying to be an ass and fighting with these people, like you can, what is it, like catch more flies with honey? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
that's what it is. So you do that and it like speeds up the process because you're not arguing with people, you're not having to deal with being negative and stuff like that. So it just makes everything faster and easier and better.
Yeah, plus it's fun to have somebody to talk shop with when the dancing slows down, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I mean, I can tell you, I've had a lot of great combos with you know, people who are camera enthusiasts at weddings because they want to talk to you and ask you questions, and that's fun.
Yeah, I've actually met a really, really good photographer. I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me right now, but it turned out he was actually somebody kind of big, like not in like the wedding industry or whatever, but he was like really well known for, I guess, fine art and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he was just there with his little mirrorless camera, you know, just taking photos. And actually, now that I remember, it wasn't them. It was a Leica. It was a Leica, and that's what started the whole conversation, because I mentioned the camera. So I thought he was a doctor or something. But yeah, no, he turned out he was just a really good landscape photographer, I believe it was.
That's awesome. Yeah, I shot a wedding about 3 years ago where there was a National Geographic photographer as a guest.
Yes.
Not like any stress at all.
And like, what if you're a complete asshole to that guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you he was just taking a couple of photos and you're just being a jerk to him all day.
He didn't even bring a camera. I mean, they told me ahead of time he was going to be there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's pretend like he did bring the camera and he was taking a few photos here and there, and you're a complete ass to him. You know, like, like you never know who any of these people are. You know.
No.
You know, I'll tell you, like, it can turn into paid jobs, you know, dealing with
Absolutely.
The and I have had this happen to me a couple of times, but one time I really remember is, like, the couple told me that their niece was really into photography and was, like, trying to learn stuff, you know? So I knew ahead of time that she would actually be there. But, like, on the day of, like, I saw her, you know, just kind of looking at her camera, trying to figure stuff out, and just, like, this is, like, during the getting ready process or whatever, and she was just, like, taking photos and stuff, and I can just tell she was kind of nervous, didn't really know what was going on or anything. But so what I did, I mean, she was like 14, so I went up to her and introduced myself and just kind of told her like, hey, if you need help or anything, let me know. I'll be glad to help you out and stuff like that. And she was just like super happy about that.
Yeah.
So I gave her some pointers and stuff, and she was on her way doing her thing, and she seemed to be having a lot of fun. It was just kind of cool to see her like kind of growing like right there in front of me. Like I just offered some help, and like she was having so much more fun than she was 10 minutes
I mean, kids
ago,
just need a little encouragement sometimes. It's just a tiny bit is all it takes. And then
for sure. It was just awesome. But you know what was weird is like literally 2 weeks after that, her mom emailed me like this. I didn't meet her mom at the wedding or anything, but she emailed me and explained like how truly grateful she was and what an impact it made on her daughter.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, it felt great. But actually, a year later, I got 2 referrals from that same mom.
See?
Yeah.
It's honey. It's honey. It tastes better than vinegar. It really does.
Or cream soda beer.
How is your beer? You liking it?
I'm about halfway through it. It's okay. It's a little too sweet for my style.
Too sweet.
Yeah, so I'm not that into it, I guess. It's
I'm
cool,
going to highly recommend you get some of this because it is so smooth. It has a little bit of heat from the alcohol. Like you can tell that it's got a high alcohol content, but it's so smooth. It tastes really rich. It's got, I don't know, sort of a honey and clove kind of thing going on.
Ooh.
Really nice. Yeah. A little bit of banana.
Banana?
Yeah. Well, there's a chemical, lots of chemical reactions that happen when you make beer, right? But one of the chemical reactions creates a banana flavor. And in certain kinds of beer, it's very undesirable. But in, say, a Tripel, it's desirable. It's part of the style of the beer.
I'm glad that you know so much about beer and making beer and shit because I don't know that many in-depth details other than what I
We'll have to do a show while I brew one day, and it'll be cool.
Oh, you actually do homebrewing?
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah, I make an awesome wit beer, man.
Damn, dude. Well, how come I've never had any of this stuff?
I drank it all. It's good.
Man, you should start hooking me up with like 6-packs or whatever you make
It's brewing season. It's coming on because it's winter and it's a slow season. So I'll be brewing in a couple weeks.
Yeah, one of my friends, he runs the beginner photography podcast that I co-host with sometimes. He's a home brewer and stuff too. I guess he hasn't really been brewing that much lately, but I've been trying to get some beer from him, but he hasn't made any.
It's kind of like, dating a massage therapist. You never get a massage, right?
No, that's exactly it. Or, you're a photographer and you never have any family photos.
We do not have any family photos, no.
I don't know. What else do you want to talk about Uncle Bob's before we get too sidetracked?
I just be nice to him. That's the thing I always, like you were saying before, I always try to remember that no matter what happens and no matter how obnoxious somebody is with a camera, the couple thinks highly enough of them to include them in their day. Exactly. And that means that they're important people and you should treat them like important people. And more than anything else, it's really important to also remember people don't generally intend to be jerks.
No,
and
not
they're
at all.
excited, and they're excited, and they're in the moment, and they're not realizing what they're doing. And a simple, gentle nudge is all they need.
That's it. That's for sure. Especially because if you go at it and you're a little bit more aggressive with it, you just fucked up the whole situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you don't want to be remembered that way at all. In fact,
nope.
If you're remembered, you're not really doing your job very well.
That's true. I would agree with that as well. Yeah, that's all I guess I really got to say about Uncle Bob's and stuff too. I mean, that would include people with like, cell phones, iPhones.
Absolutely.
Those big ass iPads that people rent their phones with nowadays. But like whatever they're into, I think it's their option to do that.
It's the sign of the times.
Yeah.
It's the times we're in. It'll change in time.
Yeah, for sure. Soon it'll be like some crazy VR stuff and GoPro 360s or whatever it is, and people will be there with
implant it in your cornea. It'll be great.
Yeah, and then people just take pictures with their Google glasses and eyeballs, and whatever it becomes. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about eating and Uncle Bob's, other than I haven't eaten dinner. But what about you? You got anything else?
I think we covered that pretty well.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap this episode up then. So I guess if you guys have anything to say about Uncle Bob's, about not eating food, about eating dinner at weddings, about kind of piss poor tasting cream soda beers, or anything else, you can join us and others in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/photobar podcast, or you can just hit hit up the main Facebook page, which is facebook.com/photobar podcast. And the group is actually linked there, so you can just go there. Or you can email me directly at photobarpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check out any of my work, you can visit my website at matthewdruin.com, my Instagram at mattdruin, Twitter is at matthewdruin, and my Facebook is, facebook.com/matthewdruin photography. Or you can check out my son's Instagram account, which is the ATL Mason. What about you, Amanda? Where can people find you?
Nice. You can find me at www.amandasummerlin.com or on Instagram at theamandasummerlin.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/amandasummerlinphotography.
Awesome. I love how you add that www in there every time.
I know. I think that it might just be because, I'm one of those people who was around when the internet was invented.
Yeah, I was definitely in there too. But that is funny. I like that. Keep it old school.
Right? Plus, it's really kind of cool. www.
Yeah, you should add that swing to it, like www. Like
I'm just practicing my radio voice here.
Yeah, get that radio sex in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, speaking of which, I want to make sure that everybody never misses an episode. So be sure to hit that subscribe button or really pound it if you want to. And make sure you do it now because I know you'll forget in 5 minutes. And that way you never miss an episode. You can have all this great content and beer talk at the photo bar here. And of course, share it with your friends because we would love to have more friends. And lastly, be sure to leave a glowing 5-star review on iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, or wherever you're listening to the podcast at, because it really helps us stay motivated to create more content. And of course, it helps other people find us because it's kind of like SEO for podcasts. The more reviews and 5 stars that you get, the higher you rank, and the better people can find you. The more awesome people join, the better it is for everybody, right? And
the more beer we get to drink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer, we need to get some hook up on some free beer.
Send beer to us here at.
Yeah, maybe. We should do that. How cool would that be, actually, if we start talking to other people that live in different areas, and they can go to their local breweries and stuff to get beer from their city that we can taste. That's a good idea. Let's do that.
So if anybody has a hookup with Pliny the Elder, I'm all in.
Or really any other beers. I'll sample beers from across the nation. But yeah, that's it. So I guess that wraps up this episode, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Hello, and welcome to the Photo Bar Podcast. That's fucked up already.